They thought he'd just walk it off. They thought Bron Breakker would take it. They were wrong, and Raw paid the price. Because the moment Bron Breakker's body hit the mat after that Royal Rumble ambush, something inside him snapped. And what we witnessed on Raw 2026 wasn't a superstar looking for revenge, it was a human wrecking ball hunting. Let me ask you something right now, was that attack at the Royal Rumble justified, or did Raw create its own monster? Drop a yes or no in the comments before we go any further. The cameras barely caught it at the Royal Rumble. A blur of bodies, a cheap shot from behind, a calculated beatdown while the officials were distracted. Bron Breakker, one of the most explosive, intense competitors in WWE, wasn't eliminated. He was neutralized. And that detail? That's important, because Bron didn't lose. He was taken out. The attack wasn't about winning the Rumble. It was about sending a message. And Raw found out real fast that Bron Breakker doesn't read messages, he responds with violence. Raw opens and the energy is off. Crowd buzzing, commentary tense. There's this unspoken feeling like something bad is about to happen. No music, no announcement, just Bron Breakker storming through the curtain, not walking, not posing, not barking, storming, his jaw clenched, eyes wild, hands taped like he wrapped them himself in the locker room because he couldn't wait for medical clearance. And the crowd, half cheers, half oh no, because everyone remembered Royal Rumble night. Quick question, do you prefer Bron Breakker with entrance music or silent like this? Music or silence? Comment it. Bron doesn't grab a mic right away. That alone should have scared Raw. He paces the ring like a caged animal, bouncing off the ropes, shaking his head, muttering to himself. The camera zooms in and you can read his lips. They jumped me. They think I'm stupid. They think I forgot. Then he finally grabs the mic. And this is where Raw lost control. Bron doesn't yell. He talks quiet. I watched that Rumble back. Over. And over. And over. Crowd starts reacting. And every time I see it, I don't see competitors. Pause. I see cowards. Boom. Crowd explodes. Bron names names. One by one, the men involved in the ambush. No hesitation. No fear of fines. No corporate filter. You didn't beat me. You didn't outlast me. You didn't throw me over the top rope. He leans over the ropes. You jumped me because you're scared of what I become when I'm standing. Who do you think was most scared of Bron at the Rumble? Comment one name only. And here's where it gets ugly. Because one of those names doesn't wait. Music hits. The same superstar who landed the first shot at the Rumble comes out smiling, smug, confident, like he won something. Bad idea. Bron drops the mic and immediately exits the ring. No posing, no waiting. He meets him halfway up the ramp. Security rushes in, but security has never stopped Bron Breakker before. He spears through two guards like they're paper. One flies into the LED board. Another gets folded in half. The superstar tries to retreat. Bron catches him. And what happens next? Raw commentary starts shouting, "Get help! Get help!" Because Bron throws him headfirst into the steel steps. Once, twice, a third time for good measure. The crowd is losing it, half chanting Bron, Bron, half chanting this is insane. Honest take, is this justified rage or out of control violence? Type justified or too far. Officials finally swarm. Bron doesn't stop. He looks at the hard camera and mouths 4 words that instantly go viral. You asked for this. That clip alone gets replayed all night. But here's the twist nobody expected. Later in the night, Bron is scheduled for a match. Management tries to cancel it. Bron refuses. And that decision? That's when things cross from chaos into straight-up destruction. Bron's opponent comes out cautious, smart, slowing the pace, trying to survive. Bell rings. The match lasts under 3 minutes. Not because Bron rushes, because Bron stalks. Every shoulder block sounds like a car crash. Every suplex gets held just a little too long. Bron isn't trying to win, he's trying to make a point. And when he locks in the Steiner recliner, he doesn't let go at the tap. Ref counts to 4. Bron doesn't care. The referee has to physically pull Bron off. DQ. Bron stands up, smiling. That smile? That's the scariest part. Would you rather face Bron Breakker for 1 minute or Gunther for 10? Pick your nightmare in the comments. Backstage chaos. Cameras catch superstars looking nervous. Some avoid eye contact. Others whisper. One veteran is asked about Bron. He pauses, then says, "I've seen intensity. I've seen anger. What Bron is right now, that's vengeance." And Raw isn't done yet. Because later that night, the man who orchestrated the Royal Rumble ambush finally speaks. He claims Bron is unhinged, calls him a liability, says Raw needs protection from Bron Breakker. The crowd rains down boos. And that's when the lights cut. Bron's music hits. The speaker freezes. Bron walks out slow this time. Calm, too calm. He steps into the ring, nose to nose. No more jumping, Bron says. No more excuses. He points to the WrestleMania sign. You wanted to make a moment at the Rumble. He shoves the guy. I'll make you famous on the biggest stage there is. Mic drops. Should this match headline WrestleMania, yes or no? By the end of Raw, one thing is clear. Bron Breakker didn't just snap. He evolved. This isn't the explosive rookie. This isn't the powerhouse prospect. This is a man who feels wronged and believes destruction is justice. And here's the terrifying part. Raw hasn't even seen the worst of it yet. Because when Bron Breakker feels cornered, when he feels disrespected, when he feels robbed, he doesn't fight to win, he fights to end. So I'll leave you with this: is Bron Breakker the future face of Raw or its biggest problem? And trust me, if you thought that was the peak of the chaos, you weren't even close. Because the moment Raw went off the air that night, the narrative online exploded. Clips of Bron spearing security, clips of the steel steps, clips of that cold, unblinking stare. Fans weren't just reacting, they were choosing sides. And here's the wild part. WWE officials tried to paint Bron Breakker as the villain, but the audience wasn't buying it. So let me throw this at you real quick: when someone is attacked first, do they ever truly become the bad guy for retaliating? Yes or no? Keep it simple in the comments. The following week on Raw, the tension is unbearable. Before a single match even happens, commentary reminds us over and over that Bron Breakker has been fined, warned, and threatened with suspension if he puts his hands on anyone again. And the crowd, they laugh. Because everyone knows warnings don't stop Bron Breakker, they just slow him down. Midway through the show, the camera cuts backstage, and this is where things get uncomfortable. Bron is sitting alone in the locker room. No phone, no headphones, no trainers, just taping his wrists, slowly. The interviewer asks him if he regrets his actions. Bron doesn't look up. Regret is for people who didn't mean it. Chills. Then he finally looks into the camera. They tried to erase me at the Royal Rumble. Pause. So now, I erase them. Do you like this darker, more ruthless Bron, or do you miss the old one? Comment dark or old. Later that night, one of the men involved in the Rumble ambush has a match. Keyword had. Because before the bell even rings, Bron Breakker's music hits. The crowd erupts. Bron doesn't rush the ring. He walks. Slow. Measured. The opponent is begging the ref to start the match, anything to keep Bron out. Too late. Bron slides in, spears him inside out, and starts throwing ground and pound punches like he's unloading months of rage. Ref throws the match out instantly. Bron isn't done. He hoists him up and hits a power slam so hard the ring visibly shifts. Officials flood in again. Bron backs away this time, raises his hands, like he's done. And then, spear, right through the pile of referees and security. The arena loses its mind. Was that second spear necessary or legendary? Necessary or legendary, you decide. Now Raw management is panicking. They announce later in the night that Bron Breakker is barred from entering the arena next week unless he agrees to terms. The locker room breathes a sigh of relief. Bad move. Because Bron doesn't need to be invited. The following Raw, halfway through the main event, the crowd starts buzzing. Camera pans to the crowd, and there he is, Bron Breakker, hood up, jumping the barricade. The pop is nuclear. He storms the ring, wipes out the Rumble conspirator again, and locks in the Steiner recliner. This time, he doesn't let go until the man goes limp. Medical staff rush in. Bron stands up, chest heaving, and shouts, "This is what you started. Would you have let go or would you have held on longer? Be honest in the comments." That moment forces WWE's hand. The next week, Raw opens with the general manager in the ring. He admits it. They underestimated Bron Breakker. They thought fines would work. They thought suspensions would scare him. They were wrong, so they offer a deal. One match. One official sanctioned opportunity. No ambushes. No excuses. Bron Breakker vs the mastermind of the Royal Rumble attack. If Bron wins, he gets a guaranteed championship opportunity. If Bron loses, he's done chasing this vendetta. Bron comes out. No smile, no rage, just focus. He accepts, and then drops one final line that makes the crowd explode. "You didn't break me at the Rumble." Steps closer. "You unleashed me." Who's walking out of this match alive, Bron or his enemy? Drop your prediction now. From that moment on, Raw feels different. Superstars wrestle faster. Security doubles. No one lingers backstage. Because Bron Breakker isn't just hunting one man anymore. He's challenging the entire locker room's idea of safety. And here's the scariest realization of all. Bron Breakker isn't snapping anymore. He's thinking. Controlled violence. Calculated destruction. The kind that doesn't burn out, it gets sharper. So let me ask you one last thing. Ring Rumble fam, is Bron Breakker becoming the most dangerous version of himself, or the most unstoppable star in WWE? Comment your take, share this video with a fellow Raw fan, and stay right here on Ring Rumble, because when Bron Breakker finally gets his hands on everyone responsible, Raw may never recover.